We were discussing the concept of learning curve. Learning curve says as production keeps on increasing, the time taken by worker to produce extra units keeps on decreasing. Now there are two concepts of learning curve, and listen to this very, very carefully. Listening is more important. Cumulative and incremental. Cumulative and incremental. Cumulative learning curve is the only one which is there in your syllabus. Incremental is not. Now, so whatever questions are there, they are only related to cumulative learning. Cumulative learning curve is the easiest of them all. It says only when production doubles, I will come into the picture. When 100 becomes 200, 200 becomes 400 becomes, it says I will put my effect only when the production doubles. I will not put my effect here or there. Only when the production, that's why it's called cumulative. Now, see this. This is very easy to do. One table, I will solve everything. Units, total time taken, see this. X Limited requires 120 hours to complete 100 units of a particular. So, to make 100 units, X Limited needed 120 hours. What is the total time? Actually, not is. The word should be what will. Because we are estimating, budgeting now. What will be the total time taken to produce 200, 400 and assuming a learning curve of now. First question. Yes, examiner has to tell you what is the learning curve. Because different companies can have different learning curve. You cannot guess. They will always tell you. You will never have to guess. You will always be told exactly what is the learning curve. This is very important. Now, you need to remember your syllabus cumulative when it doubles. Now, see. So, I have 100, 200. Now, focus on this. TT means, okay, I should have written full. Total. But later on, I will not write full. Right now, first examples, I'm writing everything properly. Total time taken. So 120 units took 120. Sorry, 100 units took 120. Now focus on this. Now here is where all the calculation happens. It is a 10 minutes thing if you can focus. There is nothing there further in learning curve. 100 units took 120 hours. So ideally when the production doubles, you should take 120 into 2. Ideally, if to make 100 units, you are taking 120 hours. To make 200 units, you should take 240 hours. That is 120 into 2. But because there is learning curve, you will only take 80% of the total time. Very simple. Look at it again. To make 100 units, company needed 120 hours. So if there is no learning curve, if there is nothing to learn, if worker cannot do the job quickly, then when the production doubles from 100 to 200, ideally or theoretically, it should take 120 into 2 hours. But because there is learning curve of 80%, it will only take 80% of 120 into 2. That is 240 into 80. That is 190. 2 or 6? 2. Now see, now always remember in learning curve, after you have completed one stage of learning, that is your new base. It's like, think about it like cricket. After you have scored 10 centuries, now you look for 20th. You are not thinking about first 10 centuries anymore. Now you are aiming for 20. So once 100 to 200 has been achieved, this is your new basis, 192. You are no longer concerned with 120 anymore. Of course, I will teach you a shortcut in the end. Remind me if I forget, where you can directly jump from 100 to 400 in the very end. It's a very shortcut. I'll forget, remind me. Because मैं हर बार भूल जाता हूँ ये बताना. 200 to 400. Again, remember 200 is the new base. If nothing was done, for 200 units, you took 192 hours. That is the actual budgeted hours that should be taken. 120 bhul jao. First 10 century is done. Look for 20th century now. So if nothing was done, for 200 units, you took 192 hours. So when you double, you should have taken 190 into 2. But because of learning curve, you will only take, that is, this is very easy. And yes, this is what they are asked. Focus again. At each stage, now your 20 centuries is done. Now you are looking for 40 international hundreds. You don't care about 20 anymore. So for 400 units, you took 300, and if there is no learning curve, it should take 307.2 into 2. And how I am teaching, same way you should also practice in home. Do not break the process. Do not try to do it quickly. See, there is a reason why I teach in this rhythm. Because this will be easy for you to understand. I can directly explain you in seconds what is happening. That is why I say watching a recording again is very important. Follow this rhythm. Follow this all the steps. Again 2. But because of learning curve, it will only take, what is that? 490? 5. 2. First part, what they can ask in the learning curve question, done. They can ask you total time taken. This is example 1. Second, what they can ask in the question. Stay with me. It only needs 15 minutes of your attention, nothing more. After that, otherwise you will struggle throughout your syllabus for learning curve. I still get messages sometimes asking me to, that sir, I'm not getting it right. I say, watch the lecture again. That is the only way to remember these 15 minutes. Average time. When I talk about average time, remember I am talking about average time per unit. Now, this is the easiest of them all actually. Because this average time per unit, of course, there is formula for it, but ideally you should not use the formula. You should remember the concept. To make 100, you took 120 hours. So what was the average time that you took? 1.2 hours. This is the second thing that they ask in this. That they will ask like this, what is the average time taken at production level of 100 units? You will answer 1 point. Again, to make 200 units, you took 192. 0. To make 400, you took 307.2. 76? 8, na? Or 3? 8. And last, 1 minute. I have to write the entire thing na, so that whoever is watching the recording, they should be fully clear with the flow. That is why I say you should watch the recording. 2x पे देख लो, but देख लेना. हाँ. 6.1. Did you guys understand this? You have understood 80% of learning curve. Now listen again. Yes, it looks very silly, but this balance English can change. Concept will, I have no concept to teach here. Whatever I teach, maybe one extra concept I have to teach. Balance, everything is done. What extra thing they can ask? They can ask one more thing. And that is where students get confused. Again, listen, I just need 30 minutes of your attention. They can also ask you, what is the time taken? Means they have told you, na? See, the question will be something like this. X limited required 120 hours to complete 100 units. Now they are just telling you what is the time taken to produce next 700. Now this is where students are like, no, world has not collapsed. 100, next 700. 100 plus 700 is 800. So they are asking you what was the time taken from 101st unit to 800 units. So it's very simple. See, what was the total time taken to make 800 units? Focus here. It is 491 point. And what was the total time needed to make 100 units? So in this extra hours only your extra 700 units were made. That is done. Out of, I think there are 34 or 35 questions, you are good to solve 24, 25. Language can change. Concept will not change. Only three concepts, three majority things that are asked. Now, yes, tell me. That will be given. Practicality, later on. It depends on industry to industry. It depends on company to company. Company will estimate this based on their past experience, future trends, the quality of labor force. Lot of things will come into play. Lot of things. But in exam, it will be given. If you are working in a company, you will have to look at the figures of the company. The quality of labor they have. High skilled laborers generally learn fast compared to low skilled laborers. Like if you focus very carefully when you are listening to me and you don't allow your mind to go here and there, you will understand quickly only because I am going slow. And if you read the copy the same day, it will not take more than 1 hour to revise this entire concept because this is only one example. Now, last part. Now here I am teaching you shortcuts. Which one? No. See, they are telling X Limited required 120 hours to complete 100 units. First 100, correct? They are asking what is the total time taken or time taken to produce next 700 units. Now think this is the column of units, number of units produced. And this is the column of total time. To make first 100 units, you needed 120 hours. When you are telling me 400 units needed 307, that is the total time for all 400 units, na? It includes first 100 hours units also. Yes or no? So this 491 also, it includes the 120 hours that were taken to make the first 100 units. I see, and listen again. To do first question, you needed 10 minutes. To do 10 questions, you needed 60 minutes. What was the time taken to solve the next 9 questions? 60 minus 10, na? 10 is already included in the total time needed to make all 10 questions. This question is different. Here they are asking X Limited required 120 hours to complete 100 units. They are giving you this. And they are asking what is the time taken to produce. The important word here is next. From 100 to next 700. Means 100 is done. Tell me in how many hours the next 700 units will be made. So first of all, I need to calculate 100 plus 700. Total time needed to make 800 units. That is 491.5. Now, first 100 units were made in 100 and 20 hours. First question was done in 10 minutes. And total 800 units were made in 491.52 hours. So I need to only 101th unit to 800 unit. So first 100 I have subtracted. That is the additional time needed to make after 100 units, that is 101st unit to 800 unit. Is it clear or should I explain again?
The total time taken 491.5 371.52.
3?
371.52.
Is it 52? Okay. Correct? Done. Anybody else? Or everybody is clear? Clear? This is how learning curve operates. Stay with me for 10 more minutes. Your learning curve is done. Because now I am teaching advanced shortcuts. Anybody has a doubt till here, please ask. You had a doubt. Okay, you thought had another doubt. Anybody has a doubt? 900. Not work. I told you, your syllabus assumes only cumulative learning curve model, which says only when it doubles, I will come into the picture. You talk to me about 700, 900, 1100. No, I will not be in the picture. That's where incremental learning curve model comes in. Not relevant for you all. Anybody else has a doubt? Learn the advanced shortcuts. See, I can directly calculate 100 to 400 units. I don't need to follow the process of doubling. This is advanced mathematics. If you are not comfortable with this, I always suggest, go through the long process. Eventually, you will get to the short process. But because I am teaching, so I am teaching you directly the short process also. If you are very comfortable with what you have learned till now, you can calculate it directly. You need to go from 100 to 400 directly. And they are asking you two things: total time taken or average time. Correct? Same question. I'm not going to change the question. So total time for first 100 was already given. Now remember, I can go directly from 100 to 400. I just need to understand how many time it will need to double for 100 to reach 400. Once it doubles, it becomes 200. Second time it doubles, it will reach 400. So I know it will be 2 into 2. First 2 for first double, 200. Second 2 for second double, 200 into 400. And I know learning curve will also be applied twice. Because every time it doubles, learning curve will reduce the time. The answer will be 307.2. Calculate it. This is a shortcut. If you are not comfortable with it, go through the long process. Listen very carefully. I just need to understand how many times it needs to double from, okay, I will take another example. 100 to 1600. I will go to 1600. Now, how many times it needs to double? First double, you will reach 200. Always keep on doing it step by step. So you start with 120. You multiply with 2 for first double, that is 100 to 200. Second double, you get 200 to 400. You are keep with 80% also. This is the shortcut. What is the answer? 7? If you guys want, you can do this. 491.52 into 2 into 80%. You will get same figure. 491.52 into 2 into 80%. You will get this only. 786.5. So remember, it can be done quickly, but you need to be good with your maths. Ideally, I always tell to students, trust the long process. If you solve 10-15 questions on the long process, you will get more and more comfortable with the flow of the question. Then short process will come to you automatically. If you are very good, some of you are very good, I know, who can directly understand from here only, directly solve through short process. It will save you a lot of time. Average time also I can do the same. Average time I don't need to double also. Remember this now. Again, I'm showing it to you. Last trick. Average time, the beauty is it will, and remember this word, it will keep on reducing by the amount of learning curve. Every time the production doubles. See the word. It will keep on reducing by the amount of learning, to the amount of learning curve. Every time it doubles. So see, 100, it was 120. So 1.2. First double, it became 80% of what it was. That is 0.96. You can check the calculations later. Second double, it became 80% of that. And fourth double, it became 80% of. You can directly calculate. You don't need any calculator if you are very good. Now again, if somebody wants to do it directly, they want to go from 100 to 400 directly in average time taken. Again, you need to follow the same steps. 1.2. For that is the first average time for first 100 units. You need to see how many time it is doubling. Multiply is not required, only 80% learning curve. So from 100 to 400, it will double twice. So into 80%, into 80%, calculator will directly give you the answer 0.768. Check it. These are shortcuts and tricks that can help you master this entire concept. More or less, the topic is done. Note it down. That does not mean you are done. We have to solve questions. But note it down. If you are clear till here, you will not struggle in learning curve. have no clue. Listen very carefully. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Sleep for 1 hour. I will also sleep extra for 1 hour. And we will continue our class till 2 p.m. Next Sunday, as per what you guys are telling me, nobody has exam. So Saturday, I will not hold your class, but Sunday, I will take your class. Remaining, we will see how the semester exam evolves because I have no idea as of the moment. Where are we? Learning curve, na? Thirty-two questions. By tomorrow, first half this chapter will be done. I'll move over to budget methodologies. There is nothing much more to teach here. Most of the questions will be given as homework. See, exactly like the question I discussed in example. Arrow sub ink and focus. Do not get distracted at all. Arrow sub Inc. has developed a new product for spacecraft that includes the production of a complex part. See, this thing is useless for you. You need numbers. This is just data. Arrow sub, there is a company, they have developed something, something, something. But that has nothing to do with question or the answer. Now see, manufacture of this part requires a high degree of technical skill. Management believes there is a good opportunity for its technical force to learn and as they. So this entire 4 lines is useless. Now the question starts. The production of the first unit requires 1 unit and they are making aeroplanes as then I'm guessing because the name suggests aero sub and they are making something spacecraft. So first unit will take 10,000 hours. And see, they are also telling management projects an 80% learning curve and wants to produce a total of 8 units. Upon completion of the 8 units, what is the cumulative average direct labor hours per unit? Now I will be solving. You guys can also continue solving on your own. Take a photo, continue solving on your own. Why are you dependent on me? I am solving, you guys solve by yourself. Huh? हाँ ठीक है 5-1 very good. Take photo done. You guys continue solving on your own. You guys should not be dependent on me. Only tally the final answer with me. So if you guys and those who cannot understand at all, they can solve with me. Otherwise, ideally, please solve by yourself. Then only you will learn. So I have units. I have total time taken. I have this and I have average time taken. So first unit, they are telling me 10,000 direct labor hours. Please solve by yourself. First unit, and they are telling 80% learning curve. So average unit hours will also be 10,000 upon completion of the 8 units. So in 2, Ideally, it should double. I only need you because you are done. Sir, Krishna Kant, you will help me in the calculation because you are already done with the question. Into 80%, that will be 16,000. So average time will be 16,000 by 2, 8,000. Again, when it doubles, now here I need your help because balance to verbally मैं कर लेता हूँ. 16,000 into 2, that's 32 into 80%, 25,000. Average will fall to 6,400. And final, it will be 25,600 into 2. I am following all the steps. Into 80%. That will be, and final 4960 by 8, that's 51. If anybody wants to do shortcut, first is 10,000. You need only to understand how many times will it double for average time. It will be 3 times. So 80% into 80% into 80%. You will directly get the answer. You just need to understand how many times it is going to double. For every double in average time, there is no 2. You directly enter 80%. That will directly give you the answer in calculator itself. I'm guessing that's what he must have done. Am I correct? Good. Our understanding needs to be very clear. Done? 5-1. Everybody is done? Are you all clear? See, now from here your homework starts. Take the photo. Then I will explain the question as well. I'll explain each question I give as homework. Done? Photo done? Now see, a company experiences a cumulative learning curve of, that means learning curve of 75. On the manufacturing of a particular electrical product. So learning curve is given. Now they are telling it takes 100 hours to make first. How many hours will it take to make 2000 units in? So they are asking total time for 2000 units. Homework. You will need to reach step by step, you will reach. Clear? Any doubts with the question? Good. See this. First take the screenshot, matlab photo. Get it printed. Unless you guys are very good, always get this printed and then solve. Unless you are brilliant, which is very rare. Laptop, I am not very good with laptop or reading numbers and then trying to solve. Memory will not help. Because you will look at copy, you will try to solve in copy and look at this data you will get confused with. Always take a printout of homeworks. Balanced, I'm dictating everything. See this. Fact pattern. And this is again a very simple question. Proper propeller ink plans to manufacture a newly designed high technology propeller for aeroplanes. Do you think it's relevant? Useful, useless information. Just English. Proper propeller forecast that as workers gain experience, they will need less time to complete the job. Again, irrelevant. Based on prior experience, proper propeller estimates that a 70% cumulative learning curve. Now they have told you learning curve. How much? Now see, they are telling you cumulative number of units produced. 1. Total time, substitute that with total cost. Total time I taught you, right? Total time and total cost are interchangeable because I told you labor is paid on hourly basis. Understand this. If you have labor time of 10,000 hours, I was explaining to you guys, right, the other day, that labor is paid on an hourly basis. And this is a Western European and US phenomena. So 10,000 hours means, and if labor hour is, think of it, why it is used to forecast or what are you forecasting? You are interested in time because it will tell you what will be the direct labor cost. If 10,000 hours are needed and labor rate is $15 per hour, it tells you you need $150,000. It makes no difference whether they are telling total cost or total time. Same concept. It makes no difference whether they are telling average time or average cost. You just will change. In second column, instead of writing total time, write total cost. Nothing else will change. All the calculations are same. In the fourth column, because third column I have used for calculations. In the fourth column, instead of writing average time, write average direct labor cost. Nothing else changes. Only instead of labor time, you write cost. Calculations are exactly same. So see, average cost per unit, think of it as average time, same, 20,000 and 14. And they have given you total time also, which is the important part, 20. And now they are telling, if propeller produces 8 units, what will be the total manufacturing cost? This total cost. 1, 2, 4, 70% learning curve, you will reach your answer. There is nothing here. Is it clear? Anybody seems confused? Everybody is absolutely clear. There is no difference whatsoever. Instead of time, think of cost as time and follow the entire process. Some of you might be very good, who might, and you can understand that yourself, who are getting right answers right now with the help of calculators. You guys are very good. If you can directly calculate using calculators right now. If not, follow the entire process. You will get good. Write multiplied by 2. Then write 75%. If you can get it directly through calculator, wonderful. You are very good. If not, follow the steps. And I hope you guys are not using cell phones anymore for calculation, correct? Calculators only. Homework. पढ़ाई करेगा ना सात्विक कब? ये कितना दिन के लिए ये वादा वैलिड है? यस सर वाला 3 दिन, 4 दिन, 5 दिन, कितना दिन ये टिकेगा पढ़ाई वाला वादा? हम लोग सलमान खान के फैन थे, बता दे रहे हैं, वांटेड फिल्म देखा था मैंने. यू गाइस हैव सीन दैट मूवी? इट्स अ रीमेक. एक बार जो कमिटमेंट कर दी ना तो कर दी. सोच समझ के बोलो, जो जज्बात में बह रहे हो. सी दिस, अपॉन कंप्लीशन ऑफ द 8 units they are just asking total labor hours. Same question, arrow sum. Data and everything else is same. They are just asking total hours. I solved average. They are just asking total. Done? No. Write down this. I will solve tomorrow. 9. Write down this question number. I will solve this. It's a trick I need to teach you guys. You can do it if you have common sense also, but I will still try to teach. Done? See, this is what I was telling. First, take a photo. This is homework. See this and focus very carefully. This is exact what I explained in that final step, on which people were asking me doubts. He was asking me doubts, Vikas as well. See this. A corporation manufactures specialty components for the electronics industry in a highly labor-intensive environment. Useless. A manufacturer has asked the corporation to bid. Bidding. Tell us how much you can do it in. On a component that the corporation made for the manufacturer last month. So something was made last month. Previous order was for and required. This is your initial data. 80 units, 120 hours. Now see, Exact language what I used. Manufacturer would now like 240 additional components. So it is like 100 plus 700 as I wrote. It is 80 plus 240. I wrote 100 and 700. It is 80 plus 240. And they are telling corporation experience and 80%. See, exact same word, the number of direct labor hours total needed to complete the additional components. Same word by word as to what I taught. As I told you. Understood? इसीलिए बोल रहा था 15-20 मिनट फोकस कर लो, इस चैप्टर में बाकी कुछ है नहीं. ये याद दिलाना, ये कल होमवर्क दूंगा 11. This I will give as homework tomorrow, not today. Tomorrow I will give, but remind me. After solving 9, I will give this as homework. No. See, homework. Focus here. Same question, arrow sub and all. Last part has changed. After completing the first unit, the estimated total direct labor hours to produce the next. Yeah, that's it. Everything else is same. So first unit, okay. Next 7, 1 plus 7, that makes it 8. हाँ ठीक है, कल आंसर टैली करेंगे. Done? Many of you might have calculated. Good. I will tell you tomorrow. See, homework. A software company recently established a customer service department. After the first week, the average time required to handle one customer call was first week. One customer call. The manager of the customer service department estimates an 80% in minutes. Same. Under the cumulative, what I have taught you, average time learning model, what is the time required to handle one customer call by the fourth week? 1, 2, 4. Photo done? I hope you guys are clear with the questions. I'm explaining that is why the question entirely, so that you are not confused. If you are confused with the question, ask me. And that is focus again for next 20-25 minutes. Unless you are very good, because I'm explaining each question after giving homework. ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम लोग को होमवर्क देके छोड़ दे रहा हूं. एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूं क्वेश्चन, तो सुनो, फोकस करो. वरना अगर फोकस नहीं करोगे फिर खुद से समझना पड़ेगा. दिस इज द चैप्टर नेम. ऑल दिस विल बी लर्निंग कर्व only. See, homework, take the photo. See this. A particular manufacturing job is subject to an 80% learning curve. The first unit required 50. What is the time taken? Average time per unit. After, then final column, 8 units. Homework done. Photo. See, this propeller question, again take the homework, this is separate. See, data will be same, only the last part will change. पढ़ेगा ना अब? कितना दिन के लिए वैलिड है ये? See, propeller question. See, after completing production of the first propeller, same question. The time taken, cost instead of time to fill an additional 7 propellers. So they are talking how much will be the cost from second to 8th. Same wording. Total time for 8 minus total time for 1. This is the answer. 1 they have told, and they are asking cost needed for next 7. So 1 plus 7 is, that should give you your answer, I am guessing. You will study now, madam. How many days your promise is valid for? See, take this homework. Study every day. देखो, अच्छी आदतों को रखना बहुत मुश्किल नहीं होता है। सुबह उठते हो, कुछ एक रूटीन बनाओ जो फॉलो करो। इट्स नॉट इम्पॉसिबल। अपनी लाइफ को और अपनी रूटीन को खुला मत छोड़ दो कि जैसा दिन चाहेगा वैसे चलोगे। नहीं, एक रूटीन होना ही चाहिए, दैट यू विल स्टिक टू, unless you are sick or family something is happening. In that routine you must have a time to study. You have to make your own routine. I can't make your routine because all of you have different college time, work time. Then once you make a routine, you have to stick by that routine. एक बार जब रूटीन बना लिया ना, उसके साथ बेईमानी नहीं कर सकते। I was telling the other batch also that day before yesterday I put, I think yesterday, a day before yesterday, I put in my WhatsApp status, my accounts teacher explaining things, Sudarshan sir. Sir, I was telling them, has been teaching since 1996, after he qualified as chartered accountant. Last 30 years. वो हम लोग को भी ऐसे ही पढ़ाते थे और समझाते थे। इसे उनसे बहुत कुछ सीखा है, टू बी ऑनेस्ट। बाकी के टीचर्स भी अच्छा ही, हम लोग सब अच्छे ही पढ़ाते थे, बट वो हम लोग को जिंदगी जीने का भी एक तरीका बताते थे कि हाउ टू बी अ गुड सिटीजन, दैट यू शुड बी अ गुड पर्सन। सो आई ट्राई टू टीच यू द सेम थिंग्स। सर हमेशा बोलते थे मेक अ रूटीन एंड स्टिक टू दैट रूटीन। यू कैन नॉट लीव योर लाइफ at the hands of your wants and desires. Economics में you must have studied, human wants are unlimited. No, you need to make a routine and stick to that routine. Then no matter what happens, that routine should not break. If you go to college, after coming from college, you need to make a routine. Every day you will have something. किसी दिन मन करेगा कैंटीन में बैठ जाओ, किसी दिन मन करेगा चलो मूवी देख लेते हैं। नहीं, रूटीन नहीं ब्रेक हो सकता। रूटीन ब्रेक हो रहा है तो फिर वो टाइम कहीं और से निकालो पढ़ने का, बिकॉज यू आर अ स्टूडेंट एट द मोमेंट एंड यू आर स्टडिंग फॉर योर ओन पर्सनल बेनिफिट। कितने दिन पढ़ना है? 1 साल बेसी से बेसी। कौन सा 5 6 साल 8 साल यूपीएससी का तैयारी कर रहे हैं? तो वो रूटीन में टिके रहो। एंड ऑफ कोर्स योर माइंड विल टेल यू ना ना, योर फ्रेंड्स माइट ऑल्सो टेल यू लेट्स गो ना, लेट्स गो। यू हैव टू लर्न टू से नो। नो, नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट। CA students, again CA final students, they have been told exam only twice a year, May and November. Ask him, he will know. He comes from east of India like I do. I come from Calcutta. He comes from Chhattisgarh. In November, there is Diwali. It's too big a festival for us. Sometimes CA exams are held between Diwali because in November also Deepavali can happen. So on 2 there is CA, let's say I have exam, 3rd there is Diwali, so 4th there will be no exam, 5th again exam. अरे हम लोग भी बच्चे थे, हम लोग पटाखे नहीं फोड़ते थे, मतलब शगुन है। यू हैव टू एटलीस्ट 1 or 2 क्रैकर्स, बट उससे ज्यादा नहीं, बिकॉज पढ़ना है। और ये कोई बताता नहीं था, ये हम लोग को खुद से पता था। ऐसा नहीं कि कोई बता रहा था कि ये करना है, नहीं, वी न्यू इट। तो इफ वी कैन डू, एंड इन मे होली कम्स, अप्रैल देयर यूज्ड टू बी आईपीएल। हमें पता था कि हाँ, अरे 2011 का वर्ल्ड कप था यार। मैंने मई 11 में लिखा था आईपीसीसी पार्ट 1। मुझे पता था इंडिया जीते चाहे नहीं जीते वो ठीक है, मेरा अपना करियर है। वहां ना कोई खाना खिलाने नहीं आता है। तो इसको क्लैरिटी रखो। ये सब मत बोला करो कि टाइम नहीं मिला, ये नहीं मिला। एक रूटीन बनाओ, उस पर टिके रहो। नहीं होता है तो नींद कम करो। सब कुछ नहीं मिलता है लाइफ। एंड इफ यू डोंट हैव क्लैरिटी राइट नाउ, 3 months later you will not have clarity. You should have seen the faces of the other batch. You would have seen. Some of them are shocked. Some of them have told they will start coming here because they have forgotten everything, this B1 and all, which I have taught them in just 3 months. So, studying hard is very important. Only that guy did excellently well. Srinidhi. He was telling like, सोचो मैंने जान में उनको ये सब पढ़ाया था, ये थ्योरेटिकल स्टैंडर्ड, एक एक वर्ड वो ऐसे बोल रहा था जैसे वो, मतलब मैंने वर्ड बाय वर्ड वो बोल रहा है जो मैंने लिखाया था कॉपी में। That guy studies every day. Studying every day is much more important than studying at the moment. So I'm telling you guys, to at least your batch is not doing better. You have 4 or 5 extra people who are studying because I've just asked 6 weeks. If I would have done the same experiment with you in June end, only 2 people or 3 people could have told me what was there in strong cash cow and 5 forces model. In July, maybe again 2 or 3. So study, and if you are still not able to tell after 3 weeks, तब तो बहुत बुरे हालात हैं. This I will not tell homework. I will like you guys to solve this one by yourself. I will not tell. Of course, remind me, I will discuss this homework. I will to discuss every homework, but this I will teach in detail. But if you can solve this in detail, that means you have understood learning curve. Theory is where numbers get interesting. If you understand numbers properly, your theory will be correct. This is a very interesting question. I will not discuss this also. Try this by yourself at home. If you can get this one right, that means you have understood learning curve. मेरे पढ़ाने लायक फिर कुछ नहीं बचा. The chapter name is learning curve. Everything will be learning curve. Homework. A corporation is developing a new product that will be manufactured in pairs. The company recently produced the first 2 units of this product using 200 hours of direct labor time. If the corporation has a 90% learning curve, so 200 hours for first 2 units, not one, huh? They have told 2. If the corporation has a 90% learning curve, they are asking total time needed to make 4 units. It's very simple actually. Much more simpler than other questions. Homework. How many have I given as homework? देखो कल 10 तक आओगे बना कर आना. हाँ 15 was the last week homework ना. Try. See, I have to discuss the homework tomorrow. How many of you guys solve that if you have? Because I will discuss this and move ahead. Because I'm still leaving you at 7. You have today, tonight, and you have tomorrow morning. That's a good enough time to solve 13, 14 of these questions. And नहीं तो मैं गुस्सा नहीं करूं. But I cannot wait for you forever. Write down 24, I will solve. This is a very good question. This is a very good question. Homework. This I don't need to discuss much. If you see 80% learning curve, first unit took 4 hours. What is the time taken after 4 units? Average. If you guys are good, you can get these answers in seconds, if not minutes. If you are not good also, it will take you hardly 5-7 minutes to get accustomed to the process. Otherwise, solve as many as you can. But I will discuss the entire set by tomorrow. Homework. Same question, more or less. They are asking what is the first unit, 50 hours. What is the time taken to complete? Second unit. That's it. They are not asking total time. They are asking what is the time taken to produce second unit. It's like after first unit, what was the time taken to make second unit? There I was telling 7 units, 700. Here they are asking 1 to 2. Total time for 2 units minus total time for 1 unit. That will give you the answer. If first unit was done in 10 hours and 2 units are done in 18 hours, second unit was made in 18 minus 10, 8 hours. That is what they are asking. Clear? This is homework, but if you can do for tomorrow, good. ये question last में try करना. This is a lengthy question. I will explain this. Don't worry. But this is nothing. It's a very lengthy question. Homework also solve it in the last because it will take a lot of your time. Solve short questions first today. I'll discuss this. Wait just a minute. Huh? 8 units propeller, average cost per unit. Immediately go home and start solving within 30 minutes. Most of you will start getting it right because most of you will be fresh with this. If you wait till 10 or 11, this will become a little abstract concept in your mind unless your memory is very sharp. Immediately rush towards home. 30 minutes you need generally a break if you need coffee or relaxation, whatever. Then throw away your phone and sit with copy and ideally printouts. Ideally, see, we were little lucky as students. घर में किसी को बोल देते थे कि please I need this, get it done. So if you have somebody, a younger sibling, a father might be a mother, parents generally help you a lot. If you go and tell, see, I need, give me this printout, I need to study in 30 minutes, they'll be more than happy if the printout shop is near. They will not say no, that no, I will not go. If you will tell them I have to study in 30 minutes, they will say okay. If you have a sibling, you are again, sibling to will help you generally. But otherwise, if you are going through a long journey, घर में करवाते हुए जाना प्रिंट आउट, या फिर घर में अगर कोई है तो फाइन, वरना करवाते हुए जाना घर, बिना प्रिंट आउट के घर मत जाना अगर घर में कोई नहीं है तो. As I told you, the chapter is almost over. Homework. See this, and this I'm explaining properly and thoroughly. Please follow with me. A manufacturing company required 800 direct labor hours to produce the first lot. Lot is a batch. First lot of 4 units of a new motor. So one lot means 4 units. You think about not lots, think about units. Don't confuse yourself with all this mathematics. When you are reading the first line, you should write it down in your copy whenever you are solving. One lot equals to 4 units. Management believes that a 90% learning curve will be experienced over 4 lots of production. One lot is 4 units. 4 lot is 16 units. 4 double 8 double 16. Your job is done. Unless you are good in mathematics, which commerce students we are generally not. We miss tum log, मैं ठीक हूँ maths. So in that case, use this concept. Break it down in units. 4, 8, 16. Done. Now they are asking how many hours will be required to make the next 12 units. So after 4 till 16. So total time you need for 16 units. Total time you need for 4 units. Done. That is the extra time need. Am I clear? Now let me explain this question, which I gave as homework. How many questions I have given? Let's see who can solve how many. I can only wish you guys best of you. 32. A manufacturing company required 800 direct labor hours. So 800 hours were needed to produce the first lot batch of 4 units. That means production is not done as per units. Production is done as per batch. You have to make a batch. And in one batch, there are lot of places are there where manufacturing can only be done in batches. You can't make it on a unit by unit basis because machine will give out in batches. Now in this case, management believes that a 90% learning curve will be experienced over 4 lots. Now one lot is 4 units. 4 lot is, that is what I care about. I need to care 4 unit, double 8 unit, double, my work is done. I don't need to confuse myself with lots. If you are very good with mathematics, do it. I have no problem. If you are not, make it simple for yourself. Mistakes will not happen. Now they are asking simply how many direct labor hours will be needed to make the next 12 units. You will need to calculate the total labor hours needed to make 16 units, that is 4 lot. They have already told you the labor hours for first 4 units minus. That is your answer. Last question for the day. 17th I have given 17. Let's see who can solve how many. The more you can solve, better for you. If you can solve all, very good. But most of the questions are repetitive in nature. If you get comfortable, you will start solving very quickly. This is not a topic that takes too much of time. Best case, I'm telling, one question should take 5 to 6 minutes. 7 minutes. That is still only 117 into 7 years. 17 into 7 years. This is a problem you need to rectify. 119. Max 2 hours it will take. Chalo, some budgetary slack, 2.5 hours. If you reach home by 8, I'm assuming, I don't know, and you take a 30 minutes break, or those who live nearby, you're more lucky. But if you reach home by 8, you take a 30-45 minutes break, have dinner by then. At 8:45, you start with your copy. By 12, you'll be done. Properly. That's not a very hard thing to do. And that's up to you. I can't decide for you. You can still then sleep for 7.5 hours, because tomorrow I'm calling you 1 hour late, and you can still come with everything solved. Or you can go to home, watch a little TV, think you will scroll 4 reels of Instagram, but फिर 40 रील स्क्रॉल कर जाओगे. 1-2 घंटा बीत चुका होगा, 10:30 बज चुका होगा, फिर लगेगा थक गए हैं, चलो सो जाते हैं. कल सुबह भी 4 बजे नहीं उठा जाएगा तुम लोग से कि सुबह उठ के बना लोगे. तो फिर बिना होमवर्क किए आओगे, तो ये तुम्हारी प्रॉब्लम है. तुम एक कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम दे रहे हो, एक सीरियस एग्जाम. दो ही ऑप्शन है, या तो आज रात को खत्म करो, या सुबह 4 बजे उठो. जो जिसमें कंफर्टेबल हो वो करे. मोस्ट ऑफ यू, तुम लोग के चेहरे देखकर नहीं लगता कि कोई रात को 9-10 बजे सोने वाला है जो सुबह 4 बजे उठता हो. चेहरे नहीं बता रहे मुझे. तो आइडियली रात को खत्म कर लेना चाहिए. अनलेस किसी का रूटीन है, लाइक लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स हैव दैट रूटीन, that they wake up at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and they study in the Brahma Muhurt. Some people study late in the night. तो जो जाग रहे हो, तक पढ़ने का ही वो टाइम होता है. अगर देर तक जाग रहे हो तो देर तक पढ़ो, अगर सुबह जागते हो तो सुबह पढ़ो. बट ये दो ही ऑप्शन है, ये खत्म करके आओ. मैं कुछ बोलूंगा नहीं, बट ये तुम्हारी प्रॉब्लम है. फिर अगर तुम नहीं पढ़ रहे हो तो टाइम इज सफिशियंट. From 8:45 to 12, it's still 3 hours 15 minutes. You will still have 30 minutes to scroll your Instagram or Facebook, या किसी दोस्त से अगर बात करना है तो that's more than enough, because you are only giving me 2 proper days. Balance I'm not there to look after. एक ही दिन जिसमें स्ट्रेस होता है, सैटरडे, because I give some homework on Saturdays which I need to check on. तो 1 day a week you are, if उतना स्ट्रेस नहीं ले सकते हो तो तुम्हारे जीवन में दुख है, तो तुम्हारी प्रॉब्लम है. A new manufacturer in the production of airplane propellers has to train its employee in the process of making propellers. Useless. To increase the speed of learning. Now here it starts. Manufacturer will give a bonus to the employee with the lowest cumulative average time per unit. Average time after 8 units are. Now this is the important part. Here it gets a little tricky. This question will take more time. It's lengthy. It's not complicated. 4 employees, I think 3 or 4 employees are there. He is telling that whoever does the work quickly, 8 units, I will give that person a bonus. सबसे पहले कर आओ, 8 यूनिट बोनस ले जाओ. Now each person has different thing. L took 50 hours to complete the first unit and she is subject to an 80%. So L you will have to complete 8 units for an 80% learning curve. Then you will get average time for L. S took 60 hours to complete the first unit, but she has a 70% learning curve. So S separate table. 1, 2, 4, 8. Again you will get average time for S. M took 40 hours to complete the first unit, but she has a 90% learning curve. M separate table. So there it's like a 4 questions. And P took 55 hours and she is subject to a 4 questions inside 1 question. After whoever has the average time lowest, that person will get the bonus. That is your answer. That is it. That will be it, guys. Thank you. Oh, have a good day.